Welcome back to Redneck's Dirty Hands. I'm Pete, JP, and today what JP wants to try and check out is sound difference between stock Sidewinder muffler versus Turbo Dynamics Turbo Force. What was it? 2.5?
2.5 inch. Yeah.
2.5 inch exhaust. Now, the debate is, everybody complains and whines about cans on the trail, excessive noise and whatnot. So we want to see, JP has a dB meter on his phone. So we want to check and see what the stock one sounds like versus what the TD one sounds like to see if it's compliant to trail.
Who even cares about compliant, right? We know the straight pipes, they drone and everything like that, but from a dB perspective, how different are they really, right?
How much louder is awesome, right?
Yeah. Right? So, we got the stock one, we got the sled up on the lift and everything like that. We'll take it through...
we can wrap it,
Yeah, we'll take it through some RPM range and whatnot and stand, 3 feet away from the exhaust and see what the range is on this, and then do the 2.5 inch and see what that looks like.
Give her. So, stock exhaust obviously is nice and quiet. Sounds like a Honda Accord running right here.
Yeah, it says what? 96 dB right now?
96. Crank her up. What'd she get up to?
Never over 99.
Never over 99. Now, what is loud in dB scale, right?
Well, back in the days when we were doing the old car stereo stuff and everything,
Audio
like that,
Thunder,
SPL stuff and whatnot, 130 dB would be awesome, right? But jet engines, they say 120 dB and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But who cares what the top is? We just want to see comparison, what the difference is, right?
So let's see what the dB of TD exhaust is. All right, JP's got his winder in the shop here. He's going to pull it apart, take the stock muffler off, put the Turbo Dynamics Turbo Force 2.5 inch on there, and then we'll get a reading of what it is on the stand again to compare the stock versus not stock. All right, so JP has in his hand a stock Yamaha muffler. Now, what we're gonna do here is show the difference. There's the TD Turbo Force 2.5 inch. We've got the crane scale that I used to weigh the T-Cat and the Sidewinder there. I think it's pretty accurate. So we're gonna show you, not only is there possibility of the decibel difference, but what do we got there? 15 pounds that stock muffler weighs. Now, see what not only good sound, but possible weight savings. 6 pounds. That's quite almost 10-pound difference from the stock. Quiet, heavy, loud, fast. That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Right? So not only are you sounding awesome, but you're shedding some weight so you can go fast too.
Absolutely.
Nice one. All right, so the stock muffler is still a decent muffler. The stainless steel or a higher quality of most cars and all that use this kind of grade of stainless, so you don't run into exhaust rotting off like they used to years ago. You got the nice flexible joint there. It's got the heat shield and all the mounting locations and whatnot. But everybody always goes on about how a stock exhaust can be restrictive and whatnot, and
big fat MIG welds on there, right?
Yeah, they're mass produced and whatnot. So the Turbo Dynamics Turbo Force here, it's a pretty quality piece. It's got the bigger stainless steel flex on it, and they got the decent size flange on it. I mean, I don't think it'd warp anyway, but I like how they did the cutout there. It's kind of nice how they boxed that in.
Yeah, they took the 2.5-inch sweep on it and cut the back side of it out, and then took some probably 1/8 or something like that stainless and folded it up, and then
Yeah,
welded it in. And
because these turbos, they got the funny flange, right, where the spinning around there. It's got the huge opening. I mean, your exhaust, the turbine and the turbo's right up here at the top, right? So this bottom section where your wastegate is, a lot of guys, when they do the performance, they kind of block this off because you know, sometimes when you get into the race settings, they lock the wastegate shut anyway. But this is nice for the stock application because it's all wide open, free flowing.
yeah, decent TIG welds on there. I mean, really nice TIG welds. They keep it nice and tight and small and whatnot. They put the bung in there for your O2 sensor, right? Welded the pipe to the flanges on the flex adapter, and then nice and tight on the muffler and whatnot, and then put the hanger on there.
It's shiny. We like shiny.
Yeah, but everything's nice and clean and whatnot. They did a good job.
All right, let's do the old switcheroo and get her on there, see what she sounds like.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we have the 2.5-inch on there. So guys, if you're swapping exhausts and changing quite frequently and whatnot, first time you probably pulled your bolts off, you might have got lucky and everything came off, but because of all the heat cycling and everything like that, there's a good chance that these bolts can gall up inside the turbo housing. So I highly recommend that you go out and get yourself some high temp anti-seize from Loctite or whatever. And anytime you're changing your exhaust, make sure you're using this on your bolts because it'll save you a whole bunch of heartache down the road.
That's kind of why I built the exhaust on the red and white one with the V-band clamp, so you do the custom muffler on that, so you're not monkeying around with those bolts all the time, right?
Yeah, I mean, this turbo's getting hotter than snot, right? I mean, it's cycling up to, who knows what, I don't know, 1400 degrees C or something like that, probably 1200 at least, right? So the heat cycles that go on here, and depending on if you're using the factory bolts, that's one thing. If you go in and put a different bolt in there or whatnot, it's going to probably cause you a whole bunch of headaches. Pulling this one bolt off of my stock exhaust the first time, it was all galled up in the turbo, whether it got installed right or whatnot, who knows. But
Well, and the biggest problem is too, because they use, like, those are Torx headed bolts, right? Which is, you know, okay, I get it, they're fancy or whatever, but when you have situations where they only make Torx in a straight fitting, how the heck you supposed to get at that with a straight little Torx bit, right?
yeah, and you're not, so all the more reason why to use like a high temp anti-seize, because if you want it to come back apart fairly easily, then you better do yourself a favor, because if you want it to come back hard, don't do it and then have fun with it.
Well, we found a bit of a life hack though with off the Mac Tool guys. I bought this kit off of him, and this kit is for badly rounded Allen keys, but it works like, I don't know if any, well, that won't focus, come on. Anyway, it's like those flank drives that Snap-on sells, so it's supposed to grab on the flats as opposed to the corners for Allen keys, but in the Torx bolts there, it fits in nice and you can get a bit of an angle on them. Same thing with the ball socket extensions I got there. Allen keys do fit in Torx bits, you know, usually you can kind of get away with swapping out and using an Allen key in there if you don't have the proper torque size. But when you get under heavy torque load, they'll just round out, right? But like JP's saying, if they're anti-seized up and they're not torqued too tight, the ball socket Allen key will get you out of there, and you can get it in on that angle, right? Because this guy here, like, you look at it,
You ain't getting to it straight on.
you can't get at that straight on. So you gotta come in on an angle, and these rounded ones will let you do that. So
Regardless, that one's bitched anyways, and so I didn't put it back in. I don't think you need to put it back in. At the end of the day, this is a 2.5 inch straight pipe. There's not a heck of a lot of back pressure pushing on that flange. It's really thermal that you're worried about, the flange warping and whatnot, so it's fine without it. The 2 bolts out here will put enough flange pressure on it, and if it starts warping, then we'll deal with it later, but good enough to go for now.
let's button her up, and then we'll pull her back outside and get a reading on that and see how what the sound difference is. Here we go. That's not bad. It's not as loud as I thought it would be. Yeah. Give her a little rap rap. That's got just like a nice little sound to it. Everything sounds better in the shop too, so. Alright, let's pull her outside and get her in. Alright, well, we got it back outside, and after starting it in the shop there, I'm kind of surprised. I thought it would have been quite a bit louder because, like, after building the race pipe for this one and mine, you know, this Turbo Force is, you would think it's basically like a straight pipe. You know, you can see straight through it, but apparently that glass packing in there actually does something, because it sounds pretty good. It's not that loud. So we'll get an actual reading off of the meter here. The last one was 99?
Yeah, max it hit was 99.
All right, let's
Same
spark.
spot, same everything, same
Conditions,
position with the
yeah.
phone, same software on the phone. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, spark her up. It does have a nice little bit of a deeper tone.
Yeah, sitting around 92, 94 right now.
Cranker.
No different.
Seriously?
Seriously, like went up to 99 and that was about it.
That thing doesn't like max out at 99, does it?
No. I don't know. I'll get the wife to talk.
Oh, no, he didn't. That thing will be going to 1,000.
No, but I mean, okay, get on the throttle, maybe it might let out a big burp, but at the end of the day, if you're sitting there, I had the RPM up to 6,000, maybe 6,500, something like that.
Yeah. There she is there. We can actually, the wife just pulled in.
She's not screaming at me. She's picking up my son right now. She's not screaming at me, but I am getting the finger.
Oh. He's number one.
Anyways, no, I mean, had it up to 65, maybe 7,000 or whatever, and I mean, that's through load. Okay, no load on the track or whatever, but both of them are sitting there putting out the same dB. So
Yeah, that's pretty.
sitting there cruising down the trail or whatever. Don't tell me that they're really that much different. I understand if you're a 2-smoke with a big fat ass can and you're in the throttle all the time, but you know, these 4-stroke sleds, maybe with a little deeper, richer muffler or whatnot, I don't think it's all that bad.
No, I mean, it sounds better, and it's really not that much louder. And you can run the bigger tunes with that pipe on there, or that muffler on there, because it's freer flowing. So you can run your 290 tune on that, can you not?
Yeah, no, we had to flash it when I put the muffler on it and whatnot, but I'm running the non-stock muffler tunes, right? So, yeah, you get more horsepower out of it. Everybody's happy.
Nice one.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and what you bought that used off fellas, so what'd that cost you?
I think I got it used off a guy for $350.
That's not bad, you know. It's pretty reasonably priced, you know, for an upgrade that you can run your tunes. You're not, you know, a lot of guys buy these parts and sell them, you know, they change their mind or they go a different route or whatnot. So you can pick up these parts used. You're paying, what, probably half than what it'd be new, right?
Yeah, everybody's going for the 3-inch ones right now, right? But you can pick up a 2.5, and I don't know. Yeah, okay, there's dyno sheets that sit there and tell you that a 2.5 is this much less than a 3-inch. But at the end of the day, if you're riding down the trail and you want power on demand, this is more than enough.
No, I think that's a bonus, and you're not pissing off the neighbors because it's no louder than your stock one anyway. Nice one. All right, so just for comparison, we had JP's fired up with the Turbo Force in the shop, and it sounded pretty good. We got my red sled. It's got straight pipe, nice and loud. Let's see what that does. Give her a spark there, JP.
So right now in the shop, you're peaking 99.
Oh, which is what you were doing, filling it.
Yeah, outside.
All right, let's drag this one outside, put it on the stand, and we'll fill it, and we'll see, because maybe this thing only peaks at 99. Let's see. All right, now we're outside, set up the same way that JP was with his. Let's see if that meter actually reads over 99. Well, what do you got?
110.
110. So the meter does read more. So that was loud. My ears are ringing a little bit. We are standing right beside it, but 110's not like crazy loud, but it is a lot louder than what you were running there. So shows that Turbo Dynamics Turbo Force performance upgrade, not a sound upgrade though. It stays the same. It's got a better tone.
Yeah, it was pretty surprising. Even just going back and forth with it on there, it wasn't the same drone that a 3-inch straight pipe would.
Nicer sounding, not like a Honda Civic with a fart can on it. But not a V8 Chevy either. I mean, it's nice. It's middle ground.
Yeah, no, it's a nice low drone.
Yeah, right on. All right, JP's going to do a flyby and see if we can get the real feel of the sound of this thing in action.
Way better than the 3-inch pipe.
Yeah.
Oh, like if you're talking about trail riding comfort and everything like that, it doesn't have that drone or whatever in your head.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally not like over aggressively sounding anyway. I mean, it sounds good, but it's not like annoying, and it's not like, hey, who the heck's that ripping through my field, right?
Yeah, I definitely think it's trail rideable.
I think so, yeah. And you get the you can have the tune in there, you get the sound out of it. It's, you know, it is an upgrade from the stock. It's lighter than the stock, so you got the savings there. And
let's face it, the two smokes with the cans are sitting there pissing everybody off. I don't know how this is. I mean, you sit there and think about it. Like, I got guys that ride motocross out and behind my house. You can tell the difference between a CR 250 and a CRF 450. Right?
oh yeah,
You hear the guy in the 450 maybe droning out a little bit. You hear the guy in the 250 just pinning her, right?
yeah. No, that's a nice little upgrade.
Yeah. No, I think it's good.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, you know. Don't forget to turn the notification bell on, hit the like, and leave a comment if you want, you know. Hopefully this, you found it interesting anyway, you know. It's a good little real-world kind of example of stock versus aftermarket and small upgrades or whatever. Maybe we'll do a dyno pull with it in the future there, just to see if there's gains, you know, from the free-flowing to the stock, right? Not a bad idea, but thanks for tuning in. Take her easy.